it's so funny because why do I feel like I want to jump out the car and run to the camera like Wallow do? We're going to hang out today. Starting off from the essence of where I grew up. Hop in, B. So it's funny because when we first started off, where I had you meet me, B is the block that I grew up on. Mm-hmm. And I actually specifically wanted to start there because I wanted some inspiration. Because back when I grew up on that block, I wouldn't say it was better times. It just made more sense for me. We had the best block parties. Every house on the block was family. We had a block captain. Her name was Miss Catherine. God bless her. It was just a great childhood for me. So I needed that to get my energy started today. And it's funny too because for a few years we had moved, not too far, but just out the county. And I noticed how much of a culture difference it is, even just living out there in like a suburban kind of area. So for me, it's important to stay close to the essence, close to the people. It just gave me a different kind of like creativity. So when it came to time for us coming back to the city, it just felt 10 times better.
Right.
But yeah, I know for sure that a little version of me will be proud of the woman that I am today, just from growing up in Philly and in the neighborhood I grew up in. And I know she will for sure because she's still inside of me. Like I still keep pressing inside of me. That's a good thing.
For sure.
But yeah, that's a little bit about that. But just building that community is a very, very important thing. It's so funny because I work in Center City. I catch the train and the bus to and from work. I don't drive in. But I sometimes see how much the times have changed. Like even as far as the children that's still in school, like you go on a train, you smell like a bunch of weed and things like that. But it's a lot of older people that get on the bus with children and baby strollers and stuff. And I just remember and sit and say, when I was younger, those types of things wouldn't be happening because people in the community would tell you, cut that out. This is not what we doing. Now you can't really do that now. Yeah. It's like a lot of the older people are scared of the younger people.
Yeah, they're too crazy now.
Too crazy now. It's too out of control now. So I'm trying to get back to what makes sense, like even adapting to the new world. You gotta figure out how to adapt as times change because things change all the time. But I try to make myself as relatable as possible and not someone that's trying to like, scold them because they not taking that nowadays. So you gotta figure out a way to like meet them where they are. So I'm trying to figure that out and I hope through my podcast I can do that with some people. I just wanted to point that out. But that's something I think about a lot. Really what your purpose is or who you're here for or what you're here for. So I had to kind of like catch myself because I felt like I was tripping. So those moments where you catch yourself, it says everything. At that point you holding yourself accountable and sometimes it's hard to hold yourself accountable, but you got to do it to move forward. So that was a huge thing I was going through during my break, was like holding myself accountable and then having to grow and realize what you're really in it for, So that was like a big thing. But yeah, if I'm not going in downtown to work, I'm out figuring out some cool places to eat, pick up some nice pieces from like Uniqlo. They just put like a nice Aritzia down on Walnut Street as well. So I'm just like doing my own thing in the city. Matter of fact, take a look at my city.
On my white girl sipping on White Claw, I'm not feeling this shit like at all. Peso in my hand, what I foresaw. I barely even speak, have you bitches in awe, and my titties.
So it's funny because I'm in my favorite state right now. Very comfortable. So this is like a vintage varsity jacket I got from, I forgot what vintage store it was, somewhere on South Street. But it's cool because it has Astro on it.
Right.
And the star here. And I like that because Astro is like, some kind of extraterrestrial kind of vibe, out of space, out of sight type of thing. And that's the kind of vibe and energy I like to give. So I said, I got to get this jacket. And that's what this is. So yeah, it's really good. I love it.
Yeah.
And then I got my sweatpants on, very comfy,
yeah,
Urban
very
Outfitters.
cozy.
Yep, Urban
That's
Outfitters.
ADW bag.
Yep, my ADW bag for sure, of course. The Gami, gotta get the Gami for sure. And then 95, Air Max, you can't go wrong. So literally all of my favorite pieces. Like I never go anywhere without a Gami. Nice top, you can never go wrong. Nice top, jacket, whatever. And you gotta have nice compliment on the feet. So
For sure.
100%. And then, oh, I can't forget my jewelry. Nice gold, my first name, my middle name on the bracelet and the ring. So yeah. It's beautiful out here. I'm actually filming right now. And that's another thing too. Like I believe in like signs and like good energy. When good things are happening, I always have like someone who's a great inspiration of mine randomly call my phone or like check in. And that was one of those people. So yeah, it's a great day.
So with it being like a year since your last podcast episode, what made you want to jump back into it now, all of a sudden?
Why now? Literally, it was just time. Like, the last episode I dropped was in February of 2023. So this past February made 2 years. And during that time, I just took like a lot of time to myself, messed up a lot of money, had a lot of fun. But then it got to a point where you got to figure out, okay, what are we really doing here? You know, you got to stay committed to your purpose. And for a while, I thought, okay, maybe this is just what I like to do, like stay behind the scenes and just live my everyday life and not contribute my knowledge and thoughts to the world. Like I actually wanted to take that break and just make it final. But then you have those moments where you sit to yourself and you say, well, is this fair? I can't be complacent. You gotta, reassure yourself. You gotta take accountability and figure out what it is you want to do. Funny thing, during the break too, people will always ask me like, okay, what is Qai Talks about? And I would give them like this dragged out long answer, right? And then one day I was just sitting in my living room and I'm like, that's it. It's just simply about self-love. And this is what I mean by that, right? So after every episode that I would finish, I would end y'all off with the note that self-love is the best love. And for me, when you love yourself, that's giving yourself high self-esteem, self-respect, dignity, integrity. So all of those things you're feeding yourself, you're giving out into the world. And that's exactly what I was doing. And when I was a child, I hate saying kid. When I was a child, my mother would always say self-love is the best love. And that's why I left you guys with that message. But that's just simply what Qai Talks is, self-love. It's about self-love. So I have guests on who are bringing forth that self-love and whatever they're doing. Everybody's self-love looks different, but that's basically what the essence and aura of Qai Talks is and who I am as a person. So it's just me pouring into myself and flourishing and bringing that all out to you guys. So how could I take a break and stop doing that to just be behind the scenes when I have so much more to give? But it's not just me, but it's also you guys too. So it was more so time, making mistakes, self-reflecting, and figuring out how you can move forward. Everyone needs that time. So it was actually really a break after all, right? Not a stop. And
right.
I've been going on for a really, really long time. So I just feel like, why stop there? So much more to give. So
Well, happy to have you back.
Yes. Reporting. So yeah, right now we're at one of my favorite restaurants, Pho 75. We're gonna get some pho. I only get pho time, but just the ribeye steak. So it's gonna be a great, great time. Then we're about to feast with the pho. See, I got my hair clip in for the clip up because I get it's down to business, but we're gonna go ahead and have a good time. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It was such a beautiful day. It's starting to get a little chilly now, but wrapping up, they got me some pho. We done ate good. We done talked about my transition. I'm so super excited for this next step and journey of my life with Qai Talks, outside of Qai Talks, just me as a woman. And I'm excited to take y'all on this journey with me. So much peace, love, and self-love is the best love. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.